One of the exercises that we really like with our training to help develop that good unilateral strength is a rear foot elevated split squat. You can do this holding on to dumbbells in a suitcase position or suitcase hold like I'll do today. You can hold in a goblet position, you can have a bar on your back, you can hold in a front rack. There's different ways you can load this exercise. We like this exercise because it strengthens one leg at a time, so unilaterally you gain really good strength. And we also like it because we don't have to hold on to as much weight, so it's safer on our joints to develop that strength. The biggest issue I see with the exercise though is the setup. So we're gonna go through the setup today to make sure you're doing this exercise properly. So without weight, the first thing you wanna do is kind of figure out where that foot placement's gonna be for you. And then you're gonna have to adjust a little bit. So you're gonna get your back foot up onto the stand. So as you go down, biggest thing that we try and get across to our athletes is you should not feel a stretch on this back hip. So if my foot is way too far out and I'm going down into here and I feel a stretch without any additional weight, as soon as I add that weight, it's gonna be detrimental to that muscle. So there, my foot position, I'm too far away, so I would bring it back in. Now as I go down, I don't feel that stretch, and this knee is right underneath this hip, and that's where I wanna be. I also wanna make sure that this knee is traveling forward. So the other thing that we'll see is people will be here, and they'll drop straight down. They'll have what we call a vertical shin. So we do not wanna have a vertical shin, and once again, I feel too much stretch on this back. Now it's more my quad than my hip, but I'm not strengthening the muscles I'm looking to strengthen. So we wanna have forward knee, so my knee is going over my toe, and I'm making sure my heel stays on the ground the whole time. So if I'm going knee over toe and I'm coming up and my heel lifts, well, it's too far. So my limiting factor here will be my ankle. I do want to have that forward shin angle, knee over toe, no stretch on this back hip. So once you have found that position, you're going to grab your dumbbells, set those shoulders, set those ribs, back foot is up, dropping down in, pausing, standing up, full extension. So we're down, up to full extension. The other fault we'll see with athletes is they don't get a full extension. So they go down, they're down in a good depth, they're loading the muscles into load, and they stand up and they stop here. Well, if I do this too many times, I'm only developing strength to this end range. Then when I get on the ice and I start skating and I'm striding out, well, my body will be used to not going to full extension. This is where it'll stop. So this will prevent you from having a long stride on the ice. The faults that we see is they're way out here, they go down and it's a stretch off their back leg. So that's the first one. So the correction there is making sure that that back knee is underneath that hip. The second fault we see is a vertical shin. So athletes sit back in this position. And then the third fault we see is not getting up to full extension. So they stop with a little bit of knee bend. So we want to make sure we're going down and all the way up, squeezing that quad as we stand, because that full extension will then transfer to when you're on the ice. You're going to get more power into that ice, which will allow you to skate faster. So great exercise, make sure you're doing it right. If you found this video to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel for more great videos to help you become a better hockey player on the ice.